When you think of establishing or reinventing the speak up culture within your teams and organisation, you probably enjoy the thoughts of the energetic vibe of collaboration, the free and diverse exchange of ideas, the positive impact on ideation and innovation, strategy and execution. It's an enviable goal worth pursuing. But it's not enough to simply ask your people to speak up more. There are deep-seated reasons that speaking up at work is one of the most common and difficult to overcome challenges that people face in their whole careers. And for the same deep-seated reasons, it's also not enough to give leaders just a few pointers in communication style and technique, or arbitrarily set them the goal of establishing a speak-up dynamic in their teams. Both of these groups need a deeper appreciation of the challenge so that they can come to the table with a far more sophisticated toolkit and a far more resourceful mindset to collectively contribute to creating a speak-up culture. Speaking up is an issue first and foremost because of the inherent interpersonal risk. Every time we ask someone to speak up, we ask them to take the risk of being judged, damaging a relationship, excluding themselves from the group. And these emotions can be experienced by our socially driven brain as an almost existential threat. Speaking up can also feel contrary to societal norms and learnt behaviours that we've grown up and hardwired into our personalities. Speaking up can be laced with fear, the fear of making a mistake, looking foolish, being exposed as ignorant or incompetent. And finally, let's notice that the benefit of speaking up is often for the organisation rather than the individual, and that the payoff to speaking up is often down the line, whilst the good feelings of comfort that come with staying silent are here in the immediate. So whenever we speak up, we non-consciously ask ourselves, is it safe and is it worth it? And we're met with these deep-rooted points of resistance. So is it any wonder it can feel like an act of great courage to voice opinions in a meeting, ask questions, contribute ideas, and offer feedback? To overcome these challenges, our leaders need more than just a few communication techniques. Leaders must skillfully frame conversations and the context. They must meaningfully underscore the value of their team's input, and they need to be willing to share their own limitations and vulnerabilities. Leaders cannot just ask for participation. They must inspire and motivate it. They must make participation easy and attractive, and they must always lead with appreciation and acknowledgement. And our leaders must be willing to role model risk-taking and mistake-making, asking open and curiosity-led questions that invite discussion, and being willing to change their minds and their direction of travel. And for team members, tips and tricks for speaking up are just not strong enough to overcome the oftentimes overwhelming compulsion to remain silent. So with our support, our team members must elevate their sense of value in what they have to say and their sense of self-belief that they can handle the response of others. Team members must see beyond the immediate challenge of speaking here in the moment and see it in the broader, longer-term context of the bigger picture, contribution to the team, and as part of the body of work that they're helping to create. Team members must pay attention not just to the oral elements of speaking up, but to the importance of the role of physiology and emotional self-regulation, and the communication habits they engage in when they're not speaking. And our team members need to think more intentionally about the relationships that they share with their colleagues, leaders, managers and stakeholders. Because after all, the relationship, as much as the topic, determines the levels of safety or lack thereof. And finally, both leaders and their teams have to work in concert. Just as a conversation is a dance between us, so too is creating a speak-up culture with each party energizing the other. And as you think about your own efforts to establish a speak-up culture, you might like to think about the energy that you notice between your leaders and teams right now, and reflect on how some of the ideas we've shared today can create the kind of team dynamic that you're looking for.